Hey everybody, welcome to Low Country Stories and Guests. This is Christopher Drake, and with me is LJ Phillips, executive producer of a new film coming up called Tales from the Dead Zone. How's it going, Lynn?
I'm doing great, Chris. We are having Thanksgiving up here in Canada, and the weather looks beautiful out today. And yeah, it's just one of those wonderful autumn days right up here in northern Alberta. You bet.
Oh, I tell you, I used to live up in Canada, so I have no excuse for not realizing it was Thanksgiving. I mean, I lived in
Yeah, you guys
Winnipeg for
have.
about a year.
Yeah, you guys have yours. U.S. has theirs in what, November, I believe, right?
November. But the thing
Yeah,
is, Canada, it's so cold, you best get all your holidays out of the way kind of quick if you want anybody to show up, you know?
that's right. We got to get our winter tires on soon. That's right.
Oh, wow. Well,
Oh
it's
yeah,
really great hearing from you here.
you bet.
The thing we're all wanting to talk about today, what we're all excited about, is Tales from the Dead Zone coming up
You
with
bet.
Bret Hart and Corey Feldman. I mean,
Absolutely.
wow.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You hit the 1980s jackpot on that, my friend. I
Oh
tell you,
yeah, it's been one hell of a ride, and we just can't wait to get the wraparound done. That's the conclusion of the movie, Tales from the Dead Zone, written by, of course, Barry J. Gillis, writer, director, just producer, and just it's just we just can't wait to get this wraparound done, Chris. And then
in
of
about
course
two
the
more
movie
weeks, right?
that's gonna be about a few weeks. You bet. You betcha.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Then post production, how long should that take?
Well, we'll see how things go. It's hopefully we'll get her soon, and it just post production sometimes can get a little interesting, but it'll get done. Absolutely. Oh yeah.
Wow. I know I don't know much about filmmaking, but I know you can shoot for like 10 hours worth of footage and then break it down to like 30 minutes.
Oh
So,
yeah. Yeah. Absolutely it's magic when you're doing the editing. It's magic. Absolutely when you're putting it
heck
all
yeah.
together. Oh yes.
Well, I know with all the characters you've got, not just Hart and Feldman, but everybody you've got on board, you've got to have some funny stories for
Oh
everybody.
yeah. Oh yeah. It's when we started this, it was it was. I remember we Barry J. Gillis and myself, when we started this whole idea, and it was just one thing after another, and then it just got bigger and bigger as we went, Chris, and now we're almost at the end. It's just amazing to be watching the progress that we've done so far, and we're so close now getting to the end. It's just, oh man, it's going to be a wonderful day when we get her done. That's
Well,
for sure.
I can definitely hear in your words. It's like having a child, watching it grow, and then boom, here you go.
That's right.
Full adult.
That's right. And then the world will be watching. Once we get her out, it's just going to be, I just can't wait to get that done. And the world can watch our movie. You
You
know.
guys have such courage to go and just dive into a project and just put your art out there for just the world. I mean, for everybody to judge, say good, bad, wonderful, classic, whatever. Like I said, that just takes an immense amount of courage, in my opinion. So,
Well,
what
thank
what
you.
gave you guys the idea?
Well, it's just, Barry J. Gillis and myself, we just come up with these different ideas. And, Barry, of course, this will be his fifth feature film. And as he makes movies, they're getting, bigger and better each time, as a filmmaker. And as for myself, I'm getting more into the seat of behind the scenes because my passion is the acting, Chris.
Right.
And it's just, I tell you, you're always learning and learning, and it's fascinating. It's a fascinating industry, and you just never know what's coming around the corner. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
amazing.
I remember I didn't know that Bret Hart could do any acting. I mean, well, I guess so because he was such a prolific wrestler.
Yeah.
Back in the day. And you see, I like the heels better myself. When I was
Okay.
a kid, I liked the heels because the heels had more character depth. The good guys were just infallible good guys.
Sure. Sure.
And the heels had like multiple layers. I
Sure.
mean,
Oh yeah.
he was one of those guys.
Oh
So
yeah.
I'm really looking forward to seeing him, of course. And everybody loves Corey Feldman. I mean, oh well, I ain't gonna say everybody because I mean he's made a lot of people mad, but he's done it in a righteous way.
You bet.
I mean, he's a brave man, and speaking for a lot of people, we're really, really proud of him for standing up to Hollywood and, you know, going and doing the right thing, really. I mean, it took a lot of courage, no doubt.
Hmm.
But how would you compare your film to, say, like, is it sort of like Tales from the Crypt?
No, ours is different. Ours is going to be. Let's just put it this way, Chris. This is going to be an anthology feature. Remember, this is a horror film, so this
Right.
is going to be, with the horror fans, and it's other fans, moviegoers, it's going to be, it's going to be exciting, and it's going to be something else to see. I'm going to put it this way: it's going to be a unique film, no question
Okay.
about it. No question about that.
Well, the previews I've seen definitely already sets it aside. The trailers I've watched, I said, okay, all right, this is something, new. This is something that you got on Blu-ray. This ain't something you're going to trust to to Netflix. This is something that that goes on the shelf to say, okay, you go into someone's house and you look at their video collection,
Yes,
and not all the time, but sometimes you can kind of like you can see the person in the movies they like, And I said,
sure.
all right, yep, this will probably be one of those movies. So, well, at least to describe me, I'm a big '80s fan, and then that the way I see it, the feel I get for it already just like I said, it's very exciting to say the least. I got you, but
Yeah.
what do you feel like some of the film's strong points are?
Oh,
Because this ain't your first rodeo.
no, no, but this is my first horror film, and
Gotcha.
this is I'm playing four different roles in this movie, and it just is it's just gonna I'm playing one character to the next, and I'm playing Carl, I'm playing my character LJ, it's just one hell of a ride. It's just it's definitely going to show the film goers the different characters and just the range of different acting. I can't wait to for the for the world to see this. It's going to just be one of those. I just I sit back sometimes, Chris, and I say to myself, "Wow, I can't believe we're gone this far, and we're almost there now." And it's just I keep saying it's one hell of a ride, and I can't wait for it to get done, and I can't wait for the world to see this.
Well, tell me
Absolutely.
about the characters you play.
Well, I'm playing LJ. That's one of my main characters I'm playing. I'm playing Bill. Uh, I'm playing Donnie, and I'm playing. I got another one, but that's going to be a surprise for the movie. So yeah,
Gotcha.
you bet.
So, like, as far as those characters go, I mean, is it a real stretch for you, or is it kind of like just go into like a glove that fits?
Well, I'll tell you, some of these characters I've been playing, it's and of course with with Barry J. Gillis, doing the screenplay, the writing, it's just he fits it in the glove perfectly. The characters it just flows. It's exciting, of course, but it's everything just fits together. It's just one of those movies where the characters just it's almost I'm not going to say it's meant to be, but it's just how can I put it? It's just one of those movies where those type of characters are just going to bring that movie to life. It's just the whole storyline is just absolutely amazing. It's going to be fantastic, fantastic.
What I've seen so far, it's got some really intense scenes, and I'm hearing it's like probably the most violent film to ever come out of Canada.
Well, you know what? You never know. That could happen. You just never know what can happen with this, Chris. Who knows? Maybe down the road, who knows? Maybe it'll become a cult classic. We just don't know what's going to happen. That's all up to the moviegoers. You don't
I
know. We
think
don't know.
just as soon as you get it out, I think it's got to be a cult classic. I mean, look,
Well,
I mean, it's the first film Corey Feldman's made in a while that I'm aware of,
sure. Yeah.
and I don't I can't remember if I've ever seen Bret Hart in a movie. You know, on top of that, so like I said, I mean, it was the sort of thing where I watched the trailer and I'm like, thinking, trailer is going to show, a couple little flashbang, whatever. And it was some pretty gritty, raw action I was seeing. I said, golly, heck yeah.
Oh yeah.
So,
Oh yes.
but
And again, with our wraparound, it's gonna be something else. It's gonna be bringing it to the table. That's for sure.
it sounds like you got some
So,
good writers on staff too.
oh
Uh,
yes. You bet. Yes. Barry, Barry J. Gillis, myself, I've got some writing in there as well. And I have done the screenplay. That's all credited to Barry. But it's just, I tell you, man, we work one hell of a team together. And I'll tell you, at the end of the day, we're putting out this movie, and it's going to be something else to see, Chris. You
Well,
bet.
tell us about the associate producer um,
Yes. So
aspect,
what they do, yeah. So what they do is they go to talesfromthedeadzone.com, the actual official website,
right?
and they go there and they check out. They can actually get into our movies. They could have got into Tales from the Dead Zone. We've got other movies coming up. Just to let you know, we got Horror by Midnight coming up as well, so they
Oh,
can be
wow, okay.
involved in our next production. We have other productions, down the road as well. So that's how they get involved in our movie. There's associate producer credit. There's co-producer credit. There's executive producer credit, and they can actually act in our film. So we actually have two American actors right here in Canada right now, right in Edmonton, Alberta, and they were part of that, and they're going to be working in our movie. So it
Oh,
can be
heck yeah.
done. It can
It's
be
a
done,
genius
Chris.
idea. I mean, that's the first I've ever heard of anyone ever doing that. And it looks
Sure,
like it's working out great. And it might be like a blueprint for other people that want to make a film and, need some operating capital. And there you go,
you
you know?
bet. You betcha.
Heck yeah. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
so
and
you
you know
guys are
what?
you're blowing it out of the park in two different directions there.
Well, thank you,
Good
Chris.
job.
And we look at it this way too. It's a win-win situation. They invest in our movies, they get in our movies. And you never know where it goes from there. So it's a win-win situation. It really,
Right.
truly is.
Well, I tell you what, it's like I said, I mean, Corey Feldman's had so many cult classics come out, and I mean, it's one of these things where you've got like that tidal wave of fans behind him, and
Mm.
then you guys come out with something like this that could probably stand on its own. Wow, that's a good combination.
Well, I'll tell you, again, we're happy that, of course, Corey Feldman's in our movie, but you've got Bret Hart, the Hitman, and he's just one hell of an actor. He brings it to the table, Chris, and it was an honor and a pleasure to work with Bret right on set. I'll never forget the experience working with Bret. Man, he's got it, man. And when you see him in action, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Well, he
He just
seems like a
brings it.
really intense guy. Is he like that in person?
Oh, Brett's a great guy. Great, all around it. He's very professional. But when he's ready to rumble, boy, he goes. I tell you, that's why he's the hitman, and he's just that's how good he is. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, I remember he was a really intense character in the WWF, and that's where I
Yeah.
remember him from most. And just I mean, just sharp as like high carbon steel. And he kind of like you can't help but kind of wonder if some of his like actual personality like bleeds into the character, and if he's like that edgy in real life. So I mean, it's got a gravitas, so to speak. But and what's it like working with Corey
Well,
Feldman?
Corey again is in our movie. I worked with Brett right on set. So
Right.
Corey is actually right in our, of course, in part of the product. He's right in the our production in the movie itself. But I actually worked with Brett the Hitman Hart. Yes, yeah, with Brett himself, right on set.
I
Yes.
got you.
So yeah.
Well, I tell you, that's something else. I mean, what were some of the hurdles you guys had to overcome, like getting everything done?
Oh man, it's just Chris. Like I said, we were 2 weeks away from the actual wraparound. It's been just when you're making a movie. I'll tell you right now, Chris, anything and everything can happen when you're filming. And again, we've
Right.
got 2 weeks to shy away. We're getting so close now to get it completed that we just say every day, like, I'm hoping everything works out. You just never know what's going to be thrown at you. And you know what? You got to be ready. You got to be prepared to deal with it, because I'll tell you, at the end of the day, we got to get that movie done, and we are going to get it done. You
Well,
know.
that's the thing, just having the will to soldier on through, and that that by itself that can be difficult to muster sometime. And I know what it's like as an artist to like run into like walls and just hit a wall and just go, wow, how am I ever getting over this and get this project finished? And I can imagine with a movie how many opportunities for failure there is between the start and the finish. So,
Well,
I
yeah,
mean,
it's just, you know what? It's almost like, it's almost like, you're riding the horse and you keep falling off the horse. Damn it, you're gonna get on that horse and you're gonna ride that horse right until, you won, and it's when you're making a movie, it's just, it's magic, but it's, there's just so much that can go wrong. But then at the end of the day, when your film is completed, you say to you just look around and you say, we got it done, man. This is done. This is a wrap. And it's just, wow. After, you just, you know what, Chris, you got to keep myself personally, when you're making a movie, you got to keep a positive, you know, you got to say to yourself, okay, yeah, this can happen, that can happen. But you know what? You still got to be looking, you got to be focused on, okay, this is what we got to get done. And this is how we got to get it done. And
right.
damn it, nothing's going to stop us to complete this.
Well,
And
apparently nothing has stopped you. I tell you. I
no,
mean,
no.
well,
Well, look at, we're living through COVID right now.
I know the worst possible time to be doing any
Unbelievable,
kind of project.
unbelievable. And we're going to get it. We're going to get it done. We are going to get it done.
Well, you look at Dune. The new remake of Dune has been postponed till next year
That's right.
because of COVID. And it
That's
hadn't
right.
slowed you guys down much.
That's
So,
right. Well, I said we're still riding that horse, and we're not. Keep
you
going.
know, it reminds me of a story I heard. You remember Conan the Barbarian with Arnold
Yes.
Schwarzenegger?
Yes.
Well, there's a scene where he falls down some stairs, being
Okay.
chased by some animals. And in the scene, Arnold Schwarzenegger really did get injured. And the director told him, said, Arnold, blood and pain's temporary, movies are forever.
Mm-hmm.
And dust himself off when he had made the movie.
That's
You
right.
know,
That's right.
I mean, and that's the thing. Once you get it down, that's immortality. You know,
Absolutely. That's right. And that's what that's the drive. And that's what keeps the guy going. Nothing's going to stop you. You're going to get it done,
heck yeah.
And
Well, you got a couple few projects under your belt, right? I was reading up on you, and you've got some IMAX stuff coming out.
yeah, there's an asteroid hunters with Daisy Ridley. She's the narrator. That's all thanks to my agent out of Calgary, Wendy Lumby, Faces of Wendy. Yeah, I'm doing some extra in there, so I can't wait to go watch that film. I've done some TV series and stuff in Heartland right here in Canada, in
Okay.
Calgary, filmed in Calgary. Yeah, it's been great. It's been great. But this is going to be this Tales from the Dead Zone, Chris. This is going to be the one where they're going to see me in action, because I'm actually, I'm one of the main actors, and it's going to be fantastic. Absolutely. You
Well,
bet.
what's some prep work you've had to do to get into the roles?
Well, I'll tell you, when I get the script, and I'm looking at my characters, and I'm going to do LJ. LJ, of course, is a wrestling manager. LJ's managed for WWE superstars like Roddy Piper.
Oh, heck
I've
yeah.
worked with Kevin Nash, Big Pump a Pump. It's Carlito. It's just been one hell of a ride with LJ. LJ's been down in the States a few times, in Vegas for CAC Cauliflower Alley, and down
Okay.
in Waterloo, Iowa. It's just been great. Worked with the Harts, in Stampede Wrestling, and it's just
Right.
been one hell of a ride, man. Oh
Oh,
yeah.
man, I tell you,
Now
Roddy
LJ's in
Piper
the
was
movie.
always my favorite. I
Oh yeah.
mean, I tell you, he was once again somebody that's completely a heel that everybody loved so much that they had to go ahead and make him a good guy.
Oh yeah.
And I really feel bad about his passing. Man,
Yeah.
it just broke my heart.
We lost a true legend. We lost a
Yeah,
true
we did. And
legend.
he had a really good podcast and seemed like he was doing well. And man, it's just, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. He was taken away too early from us. He truly
Well,
was.
and it shows you. I mean, look at how much he crammed into a life.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he didn't die
You bet.
wondering.
You bet. You bet. You bet. Yeah.
And I mean, hey, you could be able to say the same thing.
Absolutely. It's and one thing I'll never forget about Mr. Piper is, Rod. I asked him a few things when I had the opportunity, not only just to meet him but work with him, just out of Calgary, and I said, "Can you give me any insight or any knowledge or anything to be successful. He said, brother Len, he says, we call each other brother in the business. He
Right.
says, you never give up. You'll come to a wall. I don't care what you do. That wall, you're going to get around that wall. You're going to climb that wall. You're going to fall off that wall. He says, I don't care whatever it takes. You're going to get around that wall. And that wall, of course, is stopping you from getting to the other side to become successful, whatever that's going to be, And I'll tell you, I never forget what he told me, Chris, and I just keep going, man. I keep going. If I come to that wall, that obstacle, whatever it is in life, you look at it and you go, I'm going to get through this, man. It's going to happen, because at the end of the day, we make it happen. You got all your supporters around you, but you're the one that makes it happen.
That's exactly right. And the guys that see walls and they go, okay, well, those are the boundaries.
Exactly.
That's the boundaries.
That's right.
That's where I stop.
That's right.
They'll be feral barnyard animals.
That's
Guys
right.
like us, we're going to go over the wall one way or the other, under it, and they're going to be feral. And those are the ones that are going to have the story to tell at the end. Definitely.
Amen to that. Oh, yes.
Yeah, one of my favorite creatures, feral hog here.
You bet. Well, there's okay, there we go. All right. Oh, yeah.
Heck yeah. But that's really impressive. I didn't know you had so much to do with wrestling. I mean, that's amazing.
That's where it started with me, with the LJ character. He was developed, with the pro wrestling, and I'll tell you, it's just been one hell of a ride for LJ. And now he's in this movie with Bret the Hitman Hart and Corey Feldman. We never know what's going to happen next.
Well, I've always enjoyed the whole wrestling scene. I always thought it was a really good thing, and I was an amateur wrestler for a while myself, and I enjoyed it. I wasn't any good at it, but it was fun, just for fun. It wasn't anything serious.
Sure.
And a buddy of mine, my tag team partner, has gone on to be pro and whatnot, and that's been a good thing. But I tell you, the everything that goes into it, if you could capture some of that just the energy of it and put it into a film, that would be something,
Oh yeah.
I mean,
we just never know. We never know what's going to happen with this Tales in the Dead Zone. But I tell you, once we get it out there and the world sees it, who knows where this film is going to go. It's just one of those. Okay, we're just going to be waiting to see what happens, and that's going to be very exciting just to see. I remember when they released Bret Hart and Corey Feldman, and they were going to be appearing in the same movie, and that just went all over the world, Chris. It just went all the websites and Yahoo News and you name it. It was there. It was absolutely
got my attention.
It was crazy. It was crazy. Though that two combination is absolutely something else. Well, never been done, and we got it. We got it in our movie, Tales in the Dead Zone.
Heck yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do you have any advice for anybody that's out there listening right now that might be sort of staring at a wall, that they can't get over it, or they think that wall is as far as their world goes?
Well, my advice for anything that you have your passion, you have your heart, you want to do it. That's what you want to do. You just got to keep going. I was just going to say earlier, the easiest thing to do, Chris, is to quit, man. Just say, I can't do this anymore. I'm not going to do this because I'm not getting to where I want to get to. The hardest part to get to where you want to get to is keep going. Keep going. That's the hardest part, but that's the most rewarding part. That's the challenge of it all. It's keep going and going, because eventually you're going to get there. You're going to get there. And anybody that has a passion or a dream, you just got to focus on, I don't care whatever it takes, I'm going to get there. But as I said, the easiest thing is just to give up and say, I'm not doing this. I quit. I can't handle this anymore. But you keep on going, you're going to get there. So my advice to anybody that wants to get onto that other side, hey man, it's not easy, but that's what gives it more of the juice, more of the drive. It just you're going to get all these obstacles, and that's why I go back to Roddy Piper. He says that wall, but once you get past that wall, and it's going to be lovely. It's going to be fantastic. But just keeping your mindset. And another thing is visualize where you're going to be. Visualize, see it. You
Important to
know,
have a plan.
you're going to be there. God damn it, I'm going to do it. And at the end of the day, we're the one that makes it happen. We're going to get to that other side. We're going to get to that successful point of our life where it's happened. So my advice, don't give up. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And just strive for it. And work as hard as you can, because it will happen. It will happen. That's
Well,
my advice.
and my advice to all you kids at home, listen right now. Hear what the man says, and if you start to forget, watch it again. Parents, bookmark, bookmark this video. All right. This man knows what he's talking about. He's a success story. Hey, there you go. I tell you what, Chief, it's so good to hear from you, and we really appreciate your time today. 100%.
You betcha, Chris. And thank you for having me on your show. And keep safe, and all the best to everybody out there.
Heck
And
yeah.
can't wait to get this movie done, and so the
Once
world
again,
can see
folks, Tales
Tales
from
from
the
the
Dead
Dead Zone.
Zone.
You
It's coming
betcha.
up soon. Keep an eye out.